Yo, it's your boy Moolah Wally coming back. It's that time again for another show. What's up? I want to speak on what's on my mind right now. This just came back up in a huge debate I had with a very good friend of mine, and me and her tend to have a lot of debates, especially when it comes to culture. And I love the debates actually, but I want to address this black men dating outside of their race. Okay, and I can only speak towards men because I'm a man. That's what I know. I don't know, and I can't identify as a woman at the end of the day. So I just want to talk to all black men out there and also black women about this situation. Just because a black man dates outside of his race does not mean he's lost attraction, lack of love, or do I not adore black women the same way I adored them growing up. My mother is black. My grandmothers are black. My aunts are black. The women of my family, which I've looked up to my whole life, are black women. I've learned from those women, okay? And on that note, because of the great black women I've grown up around, I do have an expectation of how an African American woman should act, because that's what they gave me. I've always seen my black women that I love, which is my family of black women, adore their men, take care of their household, cook and clean and have dinner ready, for their husbands. You should want to treat your king like a king, the same way I want to treat my queen like a queen. And I know that you're not going to get that with every black man you date, but those are your standard issues. Those are the issues that you have to control. But do not try to give black men that are dating outside their race shit because they've dated white women. Because I know in my situation, I've dated one white woman in my life, and I don't think that's going to slow down at all. And that doesn't mean I'm going to end up marrying a white woman. It could be the case. It could not be the case. But I know what I tend to see in my culture, especially in this new generation of culture, is that, a man, especially a black man that carries himself with standard, has manners, like to spoil a woman and treat a woman like a queen. And give her the things that a woman deserves, that they tend to be labeled as soft as well. And you'll see these black women that's dealing with, they tend to get this image now that that strong black men are black men that act tough or flashy, and that's not right. And then the ones that are nice and tend to want to provide are labeled as soft as well in our community. So black women, you have to look back on, what are you doing as well that's driving some of these black men to date outside of the culture as well. Especially in this new generation, I just see a lack of care of family fundamentals and a lack of care of making their man happy. But yet you'll let someone dog the shit out of you and treat that person like a king, but call the next individual that wants to treat you like a queen soft. And I can give you an example. I mean, back, I would say it's about 9 years ago, me taking a black woman out on a date. I brought her roses, right? First date, brought her roses. The very next day, we had a good time and things like that. The very next day, she basically tried to dog me out for buying her roses at the end of the day. Claimed that, I was soft, and it made me look soft for the fact that I tried to treat her like I adored her, like a woman. Like I appreciate your existence as a woman, and this is how you should expect to be treated by me as a man. But yet, I felt ridiculed and I felt almost embarrassed that I was giving her what I felt like a woman deserves. At the end of the day. And I'll go back to another situation. Obviously, these were my young years and didn't have a good paying job. I took a woman out and I used a student ID card to pay for a movie date, to get a discount, things like that. She felt embarrassed of the fact that I used a student ID card to get a discount on our tickets at the time of a person that does not. I was not, financially in a good place at the time, but I still wanted to, show my appreciation for her and take her and do something nice with her. And again, made me feel embarrassed for, using a card to get a discount on tickets. And I can tell you right now, and I'm not saying all white women, because I've seen some shitty white women out there as well, but for the most part, I've dated some white women went out and have not had those same issues, complaints, do not get those same attitudes. So they want to make you happy, as opposed to always been about I or me and what's wrong with my life and things like that, which I tend to see in a lot of black women of this generation. But does that mean I don't still adore my black women? Love my black women.
Love my black women.
Again, my mother is black. I adore her. I want her to have the best, okay? And I'll be damned if no one treats her with the same respect that I want to treat any woman that's in my life. And same thing to my aunts and grandparents. But black women, you have to look at both sides of the spectrum and say, okay, if we are driving our black men to date outside of the culture, what is it that possibly I can adjust? And what I'm seeing these days is that a lot of black women don't want to adjust themselves to fit their man's needs and wants. And a lot of time when that is brought up to, you know, black women, they make it sound as if it's a bad thing to make those adjustments, as, oh, hell no, I'm not going to do those things, you know, for him. But if this man is busting his ass, bringing the cake home, paying the bills and things like that, you should want to do those things for him. And vice versa. Even if I work hard, I want to do those things for my woman. So don't try to ridicule black men that's dating outside of their culture. You know, maybe they have been driven to try something new. They wanted to change the scenery. Maybe they ran into some of the same issues I've ran into, and it left a bad taste in their mouth, and now they're trying something different. Getting to change the scenery. Just like when you move out of a city, maybe you don't like the crime rate and the shit that's happening in that city, move to a better city. That's all that they're doing. I don't adore black women any less than I adore them growing up, you know, in a predominantly black neighborhood. Not at all. And then also another issue is stop making a double standard at the end of the day. Why is it more right for a black woman to date a white man than it is for a black man to date a white woman at the end of the day? Where I see women give black women that's dating outside their race praise and salute, like, that's right, girl, that's right, you get that money, you go be happy, things like that. But the minute you see a black man dating a white woman, it's all negative comments. That's not right. So black women, talk to me. Tell me what is your side of the perspective. I want to see black men comment on this as well. And I want y'all to see kind of what's driving these things, man. I know me as a black man, I can almost guarantee 95% of the black men out there are not dating white women because they do not no longer adore their black women. They want to change the scenery. They want something new, and they want to feel appreciated a lot of times. And whether you want to hear it or not, black women, for a lot of us, our experiences have been, we have not felt fully appreciated and adored by a lot of the situations we've been in. So it has driven a lot of black men to date outside their culture and see that change of scenery. All right, let me know what you feel. I want to hear you all's thoughts. You know, it's your boy Moolah Wally. Holler back at me ASAP. Appreciate you all.